Hey, we are live and we got another episode for you guys. We have a returning guest, FIFA Twitch streamer all the way from Ohio. My man Schwartzy is back. How we doing?
I'm super excited to be back, Koballa. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks for doing this again. I think the last time we did this, it was like probably over a year ago.
It was definitely early last FIFA, or maybe even the FIFA before. It's been a while for sure.
Right, right. Yeah, it's been a minute. How's everything been like since then?
Life's been good, man. I graduated from Ohio State this past spring, so
Nice, nice.
started the real world recently. But life is good. Excited for the new FIFA. And I know we're going to talk about a bunch of exciting stuff today about that too. So.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. First off, congrats on congratulating, man. Or graduating, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, how's it feel to be out of school and working now?
It was a lot of fun when I wasn't working. Once I started working over the last month, it became a lot less fun really quickly. And then you got to start paying all the bills, do
Right,
all this adult stuff. I would be okay with doing the college, tour for another year or so.
right.
I would not mind that right about now. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it's been good.
yeah, for sure. If you don't mind me asking, like, what do you do for work now?
Yeah, so I'm in public accounting. So this time of year is not too bad. We get really busy January to April. So this time of year, it's been super just relaxed start. Not looking forward to our busy season. We work like 60-hour weeks for 2 or 3 months. So
Right.
and it's nice. I've worked for the same company as an intern, but this was my first time going in person because of the pandemic and everything. So it's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Are you trying to become a CPA?
That's the goal. That's the goal. So I'm working through studying for the exam right now. So I have to take, I think I'm going to take the first part this fall actually. So a little nervous, but everyone else seems to figure it out. So hopefully I'll be able to.
For sure. Good luck with that. Good luck with your
Yeah, I
upcoming
definitely
exam.
need it for the CPA. So
Got it. Isn't there like several exams that you have to take for a
it's
CPA?
4 parts now. So
Okay.
if I can knock out 1 or 2 parts of this calendar year and then get the rest on next calendar year, that's the goal. So we'll
Okay.
see. The quicker I knock it out, the better because it looms until then. So
Mm-hmm. Awesome, man. Yeah, good luck with all the exams. I hope you get it in a timely fashion and yeah, get your
yeah.
CPA. That's awesome, man. Yeah, so in regards to streaming, since the last time we spoke, how's everything been on that end?
Streams have been good. Obviously, we just got out of kind of what I call the FIFA dead period,
Mm-hmm.
which is like from team of the season ending until the beginning of the next FIFA. So for those of you who kind of are around Twitch or Twitter, you've probably seen I've streamed a variety of other games. So I was streaming a little bit of MLB The Show, a little bit of Madden, kind of variety. Still on FIFA, some also kind of variety of things. And stream schedules had to change with work a little later in the evening than I kind of was used to. But it's been good, and I guess today is the second web app day, so I think everyone's super excited to be streaming, even on web app FIFA and be back on the grind of FIFA 23.
Yeah, did you stream yesterday on the web app?
I did stream yesterday on the web app.
Okay.
I'm on the record, and everyone who knows me knows I do not like the web app. The web app is not my thing.
Yeah.
The only reason I get on the web app every year is so that when we get to Tuesday, or like for those people who do like the location change thing Monday, like when we get to that, I have a team that I can use, and I love squad battles. Just going into squad battles and grinding out the games to get used to the gameplay, get used to players I like and don't like, and get a feel for the game at least the first day or two. And then from there, I kind of built a team. So I have a decent team. I actually did get one good pack pull last night on the web app. I did get Koulibaly, which
Okay.
I'm super excited about. And I'm a Chelsea supporter, so I picked up
Right.
Reece James. So we're kind of slowly building a team, but it's really just my goal is just a starter team. I went on actually this afternoon after work, just to kind of see if it was any busier on the web app. And the market's still a little slow. Just there's not a lot of supply right now. So
Got it. Yeah, for sure. So when you got on the web app yesterday and on stream, like, what exactly did you do?
yeah, so disclaimer, as probably is pretty obvious from the fact I don't love the web app. I'm not a big trader or any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to some other guys. I'm in some discords with some people, and I'm happy to name drop Beef Chief and Teddy. I don't remember the number. I think it's 127. Those are my two go-tos. I'm good friends with both of them. So I kind of talked to them and just messaged them. And I was just getting some good sniping filters. You can get a lot of them right now. They're pretty easy to find and figure out if you kind of understand what you're doing. And last night, and I don't think it's working as well today, but last night, because of those beginner SBCs, it was bronze left wings from England. Why that worked, I don't know, but I sat there at like 1300 and I was just clicking for like 3 hours. And I probably made like 20K. I mean, it wasn't great, but coins are coins right now. And,
Right.
you know, it gets you a team, and that's kind of the name of the game. So, like I said, not my favorite thing. It's not super interesting either, clicking, you know, search for several hours. But if you want coins right now, it's the only way. So,
Right. I think all I did on last night's stream was I just opened packs and did the foundation SBCs. That's about it.
which the new chem system definitely is like going to take some getting used to. And I know EA was kind of working through some stuff because some of the SBCs you couldn't even physically do because of the chemistry requirements.
Right.
And I'm sure it'll get worked out in time. I mean, it's the first day on the web app of a brand new chemistry system when we're all used to the old one for what, a decade. So
Yeah.
I don't know what you think. I love the new chemistry system. I think it's going to kind of lead to more creative teams, but
Okay.
I think in the short run, getting used to it and understanding it is going to take some time.
Right. Definitely, for sure. I still have to get used to it. I still can't understand how it'll play out, and like I haven't really developed like what my thoughts are on it yet.
Until we really have the game, like the game itself, and we're playing, and like you go into weekend league and you're like, okay, everyone is using different teams or everyone's using the same couple guys because you can link them easier. So we'll see. But like I could see a scenario where like Vinny is linkable to Rudiger because they're both on Real Madrid. You could never do that before. It's a center back and a left wing.
Right.
Is that going to mean we're going to play those same guys over and over again? I don't know. That will be kind of interesting to see. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's for me personally, it's a little too soon to tell, like if I'll like it or not, or if it's more beneficial. But I see your point now.
Everyone wants to be early on the bandwagon of whether they like it or not, I think. And that's,
right. So I haven't really come to a conclusion yet.
I don't blame you. So
yeah. So
it's so early on.
Right, exactly. So I still have to get a feel for it, and then we'll see what my thoughts on it are. But yeah, I know people have been doing like the bronze pack method to just generate some coins.
I was seeing more of that today. I saw some people message saying they were claiming that every bronze player sells if you list it and you let it go all the way. I don't have the patience for that, to be honest. It's timely, and like I think on my account, if I opened it right now, I think I have 6,000 coins. I can't, like that's 8 bronze packs. If I have to sit there and wait after opening 8 of them, 45 minutes for them to sell, it's like I could be doing other things. Now, if I'm around the house and, you know, doing chores or whatever, I open my 8 bronze packs, click them all to sell, go do stuff for 45 minutes. That might not be a bad idea.
Right.
So it's, you know, depends how you want to do it, I guess. If you want to sit down and do it all in one sitting, or you want to kind of just do a little here, a little there. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I personally haven't done any of the BPM. I mean, the only time I went on the EBAP was on stream yesterday. I'm not like.
When the advanced SBCs are untradeable, so it's not like you can get, and I know that's a very big topic of conversation right now. So I know the biggest thing is that was the way people made coins, because you would pack like an 83 that's super valuable and you would sell it the first week of the game. But even more important right now is there's like no supply of cards on the web app because there's no tradable packs. So the only packs that were tradable were those welcome back packs, and then today was marquee matchups.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of that, there's like, I've already done all that. So I can't get any
Okay.
more tradable packs.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can only just play with the market and then do those advanced SBCs, but they're untradeable. So once you get the cards, they're just in your club. So it's kind of interesting. It's different. I don't think it's good or bad. It's definitely just different. And like I've said, web app's not my thing. I've spent probably 5 hours on it already, and that's probably about where I'll end my time on the web app. I think maybe an hour a day here or there just to see what's going on, but that's about it.
Yeah, for sure. Did you get the Ultimate Edition?
I did. So okay. I normally I do an RTG, and then my only condition is I get the Ultimate Edition to help myself out a little bit at the beginning. And ever since they've started doing the FIFA points, what I've done is use all the FIFA points on full launch day. So that'll be my plan again this year, is the FIFA points on full launch. I think they announced ones to watch. Sterling is like one of the ones to watches maybe. So he'll be in pack. So, you know, it won't happen, but I can hope I can pack him. And then that just gives me my coins to start my account, is kind of how I like to do it.
Yeah, for sure. We have Troops in the chat. What's up, Troops? How you doing? So then, I mean, are you excited? Are you excited that the web app is released?
I'm very excited. I know this FIFA feels a little different. A lot of people kind of have talked, at least that I've seen, it's less hyped up FIFA than in the past. It's a World Cup year. How can you not like be excited to play like when the World Cup's on, everyone's gonna want to play FIFA, and especially in North America, right? Because the time zones are weird. So like the World Cup's gonna end every day, I think at like 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern, which is like what 1 or 2 p.m. for you. Like you're gonna get on FIFA at night. Everyone's gonna be on FIFA in North America because like the World Cup's, you know. So for me, that's super exciting. The World Cup mode, I think they announced, is going to be back. I think I wasn't playing FIFA the last time we had a World Cup, so I don't even know like what to expect with that. But like, it's exciting. And we could talk about the World Cup too. I think we did probably last time we did an episode. If I remember correctly, I think we talked a little bit about the U.S. team. But no, I mean, I'm super excited. I don't know about you, but I'm super pumped. I just can't wait to have the game. The first day we get the game, so I guess Tuesday or Monday, like I've said, there's ways to get around it, is the day I'm most excited. That's when like I stream for like as long as I can, and it's so fun. So
yeah, for sure. I think, you know, definitely World Cup mode for FIFA 23 is something I'm definitely looking forward to, and obviously like the crossplay as well. But at this time and moment, it hasn't really hit me yet. Like I'm not like super excited, you know what I mean?
It's definitely been like, in my opinion, promoted less by EA, and like hasn't been as much build up and hype as normal, and that's definitely part of it. And I think last FIFA maybe wasn't the best FIFA for a lot of people in their opinion for a variety of reasons. It just felt, I think, for some people a little stale. So I'm not sure there's quite as much excitement for it. And obviously there's a variety of other things. People are returning from the pandemic to other activities, so there's less time for FIFA. You know, I think for a lot of people, prime FIFA was during the pandemic. You couldn't do anything else. So it's a lot of things, but you're not the only person to say that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out as the game moves on, because like right now the market is so low. And I don't know if that's because lack of players, or what I think it really is why do you need a team right now? There's no, you can't play the game, right? So it's like, kind of one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, maybe down the line it might hit me. Maybe when it comes to like the World Cup, that's when I'll really get excited, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know for last FIFA, which is 21, they did the festival cards, the Path to Glory, with those green lime cards.
I'm hoping they do something, and like EA has full rights to the World Cup, right? So it's not even like those, because those they didn't have the rights, I think. Never did. So like they had the loophole. I think they could like full on do the amount of content they can do for that month in, I think it starts like late November or mid-November through like mid to late December. Like so much, and it's in right before Team of the Year. So it's different. Like in 2018, the World Cup was the end of the game because it was in June or July, like it normally is. It's right in the middle, so they could do a lot of things. They could be super creative with it, and I think that's how they're going to get people back in. So at least I hope. Because Team of the Year is going to be different this year because we'll have the World Cup before it. So it's going to be a very unique FIFA.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I really liked that promo back then with the Euros, and it got me engaged with real life football / soccer. So
I think everyone likes the live cards. So the Champions League live cards are always super popular. Those Path to Glories are super popular because people like watching the games and playing FIFA. And if they're like together, it seems to have an extra pull. So I really hope they do something similar. And like, right, like everyone's going to want the card from their country. If you're from England and they bring out, you know, a Harry Kane card, everyone's going to want the Harry Kane card, or, you know, whatever. If you're from the US and it's Pulisic, whatever it is, people are going to want the card from their country. So like if your country wins, you're even more happy. So
yeah,
it'll be super interesting.
It will. And I do hope they push out some like very good interactive content, you know.
That's the biggest thing I felt like we were lacking this past FIFA was like they would bring out content and then you'd be like, okay, I did the content for today. Now what? Like it was kind of one of those like rivals became super stale super quick, and weekend league rewards, as we kind of all know, need a little bit of a bump in terms of pre-team of the season weekend league. So it's kind of like, and team of the week is not what people want it to be, and so it's kind of one of those like, where can EA make it more interactive for me to get on the game for 3 or 4 hours every night if I want to, because that's what some people want to do, and there's just not that much to do. So it's kind of, I think that's where they need to hook people in. I was hoping for a co-op mode this year, like a co-op. I called it co-op week league. So weekend leagues like Friday to Sunday. I was saying Monday through Thursday, make it 15 games. You have to play co-op and put rewards in for Monday through Thursday. It would get people on. You'd play a couple games with a friend, and then you get off for the night. It would just be something to give us to do during the week. I'm optimistic they bring something co-op related, but I haven't. I mean, if they are, they haven't said anything yet, obviously. So,
yeah, well, at least for this FIFA, you can't do the crossplay with the co-op, right?
Really, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah, I heard it's only single player. You can only do crossplay.
So it's only like 1v1.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. But I don't know if that's something later on that they'll incorporate, but from what I heard, they don't do co-op crossplay.
Well, that's too bad, because that would be a lot of fun. So, and the one market will be interesting. You're already kind of seeing it on web app. It's harder to get like snipes and other things because it's one market altogether, basically. So
that's true too. But at the same time, I mean, you wonder if since there's going to be a lot more supply, if
once we get the game, there'll be more supply. It should balance out, I would hope.
Right. So I wonder if more or less it'll just be the same. Like
I think it'll be more similar than people think. People want to, you know. I think largely it'll be the same. The only things that might change is, you know, you're going to match. Hopefully matchmaking will be better, not worse, I would hope.
Yeah.
And that type of thing. But other than that, we'll have to see.
Yeah, for sure. In regards to the World Cup, I mean, what are your predictions? I know you're rooting for the US, but who do you favor winning it?
There's so many teams I really like. England is really good. France is really good. I think Brazil is the team to beat. Personally, Brazil is so good on paper. But I think there's a lot of like bigger like no one's talking about Spain. I think Spain is really good still. No one's talking about, like, some people are talking about Argentina, but Argentina is very good. You know, I think a team like the US has any chance? No, not really. But there's probably like 8 to 10 teams who could win the tournament, and that's awesome and should be a lot of fun to watch. And I wish it was in the summer. I don't like it at the time of year it's at personally. but it is what it is. So that's when it's going to be. And it'll be fun. I mean, the games I think start my time at like 5 or 6 a.m. most days. So it'll be a
Right.
lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Um, do you see US making out of the group stage?
I think if you like made me bet on it, I would say yes. Like
Hmm.
so Wales is the third best team in the group, and I think we're better than Wales. But the thing with Wales is it's our first game, and we're the youngest, most inexperienced country at the World Cup by a lot. So the question
Okay.
is, will we come out in our first game and play, fast press? We play a high line, which is what we tend to do. Will we come
Hmm.
out playing our game, or will Wales experience? Obviously, they have Bale. Will that kind of overtake it? If we lose the first game, we're in trouble because then we have play England, and then if we lose the first two, we're basically done.
Yeah.
So that first game is really make or break for the US. If
Hmm.
we beat Wales, you go into the England game, there's no pressure. You just need to play. And if you lose to England, then you just got to win the last game against Iran. And Iran's
Hmm.
a decent squad, but the worst team in the group.
Hmm.
So the US actually plays a friendly, today's Thursday. So tomorrow morning, I believe, against Japan, which should be a good
Okay.
game because Japan's got some good players now, and should be a nice little test run for the US. So
Yeah, for sure. I know Iran finished top of their group in the Asian qualifiers.
Iran is better than people give them credit for.
Yeah.
I'm not, once again, Iran's the fourth best team on paper in the group, but weirder things have happened in the World Cup. I
Right.
mean, it wouldn't like, it sounds crazy. England could finish third in the group. That has happened. Like weird things have happened. I don't think they
Right.
will,
Hmm.
but it's happened. The odds that every big country gets out of their group are basically zero. Someone's gonna not make the knockout round. And
Hmm.
so who's it going to be? It's what makes the World Cup so great, I think. So
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Hopefully US is one of the underdog teams that can go pretty far,
if
you know?
if we make it out of our group, it could be interesting because I think
Yeah.
our first matchup in the knockouts would be against probably the Netherlands or Senegal, which is a
Okay.
tough game. But once again, if the US wants to get better as a country in soccer, those are the type of games you got to show up for. So
Got
it'll
it.
be exciting. I think it's exciting time. So
Oh, it is for sure. Yeah. Um, do you think their year is the next World Cup when it's hosted in North
So I
America?
think I think the biggest thing for the US now is gain that experience and then we need to make the knockouts. And I keep saying that because if we go into the World Cup we're hosting with a lot of pressure on our team, it'll be an even better team than this year because we basically have no one who's going to be too old come next cycle versus now. Um, there's going to be too much pressure. If this team could just get the experience of playing a knockout game against Senegal or the Netherlands, win or lose, good experience, come back to the US, take whatever from that and go from there. To answer your question, yeah, next World Cup is the one. And to be honest, we should be a top 10 team in the world then playing at home. If a
Mm-hmm.
top 10 team at the world is playing at home, I would hope they can make at least the final eight, maybe the final four. So that's our best chance to seriously make a run in the tournament is when we
Mm-hmm.
host. I'm super excited for when we host. I'm going to try to go to some games, obviously, several years out still, but I think it's going to be super, super fun.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to watch a game when they host some games in the US. Papito in the chat, what's up, man? How's it going? Um, so I mean, the US, they're young now. Obviously, you mentioned they're the youngest squad in the World Cup, but when it comes like to the next World Cup, these guys will probably be in their prime.
In
So,
their primes, next in their primes at home, it's you could not like script it much better for us to try to make a serious run.
yeah.
And I think even this year, if we get that statement win, if we beat England hypothetically, which I don't think we will, but if we do, or if we were to beat the Netherlands or Senegal, that's kind of that statement game of the US is here to play,
Hmm.
and I think a lot of the world knows we're better, but until we really have one of those statement games, a lot of people are not going to take us that seriously because
Right.
you look at we didn't qualify last World Cup, the World Cup before we did fine, but not like crazy. And so people are going to say, look, you got to win one of those games. So I really do think if we can do that this World Cup, that would be huge. So we'll have to
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
I would
I
love to beat England. I'll tell you that. It would be a lot of fun if we beat England, but I
yeah,
don't think it'll happen.
that would be crazy. That would be crazy for US to pull that upset. Um, well, I know like it's Canada, Mexico, and US that are hosting it. So then those three automatically qualify. So what happens with the remaining spot or
So
spots?
they haven't announced. So it's expanded World Cup next time,
Mm-hmm.
from 32 to 48. They haven't announced how the auto bids are going to work yet, which is interesting because they've never given multiple auto bids before.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they're going to do. The CONCACAF gets 6 bids going forward. But any bid that the host gets counts against that. So if they give all three of us a bid, the rest of CONCACAF, so that's like Jamaica, Honduras, Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know who else. There's a bunch of countries, obviously. Would only have 3 spots for all those countries. So I don't know how they're going to do that. I mean, the US, with 6 teams making it, should literally sleep through qualifiers, I would think. I mean, we've only missed 1 time and only 3 teams make it right now. So we should be able to sleep through those qualifiers and make it, but I don't know. It would be, we'll see, I guess, how it's going to play out. It would be a shame for any of those 3 countries to not be playing in the World Cup they're hosting. So I hope all 3 of them just make it somehow, even though I hope Mexico loses every game they play. But it's meant to be a show of this part of the world. And so
Mm-hmm.
I want that to represent that, I think. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Is it really true they're gonna expand the number of countries to participate?
Yeah, so they officially announced that like a couple years ago, I think, from
Oh
32 to
wow.
48. So what they're doing is it's 16 groups of 3 teams, and the top 2 from each group make it
Mm-hmm.
out. So it'll be a knockout round of 32.
Wow.
Um, so it's not less, it's the same amount of games for each country because you play 1 less group game and 1 more knockout game, but it's more teams and it's mostly expanding for Africa. Like the people getting more teams is like mostly Africa, Asia, and North America. So it's meant to expand the game globally past the
Mm-hmm.
areas that I think are more traditional soccer, which I understand maybe doesn't put the best teams in. You're still going to have really good teams from, Europe and South America not making it. But the whole point of the World Cup is to be for the world.
Right.
And so I think, maybe not everyone in Europe and South America likes that, but I think it's really good to see, more countries like Iran and Costa Rica and Japan and South Korea in the World Cup. That's just,
Mm-hmm.
it's more fun to see different countries, I think. And, like you think about a country like America, there's a lot of people from America who might originally be from other places. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I know with the first tournament expanded being here, it should be really good for like attendance and like all kinds of stuff. I went to a US qualifier in Ohio actually against Honduras and El Salvador actually I went to
Mm-hmm.
two. And against El Salvador, they had 3,000 El Salvadorian Americans at the game, like traveled from across the country to the game. And like to me, that's like going to be so cool at the World Cup because I don't think people realize like how many Americans like that there are. So it'll be a lot of fun. I know I've said that a lot of times, but it'll be really cool to see. I think we don't get to see the big players play in America. We
Mm-hmm.
don't like we'll get to see Mbappe play in America. That may never happen again. Stuff like that will
Mm-hmm.
be really really cool. So
Yeah, for sure. No, that's gonna be insane if they include more countries in the World Cup, and who knows, man? You could see like more upsets.
I think, and that's the thing with 2 teams out of 3 making it, it could be like all kinds of crazy stuff could happen in just
Yeah.
2 games. So it should be really interesting to see the first time.
Yeah, because I would also think if you include more countries, the chances of the favored teams to win it would be a little harder.
It's just, it's 1 more knockout game. And the thing with the knockout bracket is you got to get a little lucky with who you play. Um,
Yeah.
if you draw a tough draw out of the bracket, it is what it is. You
Yeah.
could see two big countries playing each other like in the round of 16,
Yeah.
which it would be crazy. But France could play Brazil in the round of 16 if they both draw each other, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah,
So
because it's just one game. Like one game you could
yeah,
go cold and the other team could go hot, and
that's
the
that's what
favorite team.
makes the single elimination so great, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, for sure. Um, so shifting from the World Cup back to FIFA, I definitely wanted to talk this about you, and this is part of the content that you want to push out, and you're collaborating with other streamers, including myself, which is Past and Present League,
Yeah,
right?
so kind of as a little bit of background to start. So Short Stacked and I, this past FIFA, decided to do kind of we called it a past and present battle, but he's a Liverpool supporter, I'm a Chelsea supporter. And so I think like 5 times we played or 6 times or something like that. And we just ran our past and present teams against each other. And we had a lot of fun with it. And we were like, let's try to expand this. And so with it being cross-play this FIFA, we rallied up 16 North American FIFA streamers. And I'll make sure to give you the plug kind of for the social media. I think you should have it as well. But the
Mm-hmm.
best place to kind of find all the details is the Twitter account of the Past and Present League. But basically, how it's going to work is every creator is going to play every other creator twice, just like it's a league. So there'll be 30 games with 16 teams. And it's going to run from the end of October all the way till team of the season. So it's all kind of, I'll say, smaller to mid-sized content creators. A lot of names that I'm sure people will recognize from your stream or my stream or other streams kind of around Twitch. And I think everyone seems super excited. I think we've revealed I revealed you this morning on the Twitter account. I think you were number 11 or 12. So we do have a couple more reveals coming, but we've revealed most of the creators on Twitter. And like I said, the games are going to start the end of October. It should be like 3 to 4 games a week for each creator. They should all be live streamed one way or another. And we have a big variety of teams. We have a bunch of Premier League teams, as you would expect. We have some Bundesliga, some La Liga. I know you're going to use PSG.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm super, super excited. Stacked and I had a lot of fun with it this past year. We're super excited to expand it to 16 people. I think we have a cup that we're going to run kind of after the new year. And
Okay.
so we're kind of prepping for that. I think there's going to be a formal draw with ping pong balls like you see for the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been some planning going on behind the scenes, but yeah, it should be super exciting. There literally should be games going on every weekend, a couple games during the week for some guys, depending on when they schedule it. It should be a lot of fun. I think it's just going to be a fun thing for creators to kind of interact with each other, play each other. I really enjoy building teams of former players, and I know a lot of creators literally have already like messaged in the Discord we have, like they're already building their teams. Like I was just in someone else's whose stream was I in? I was in EJ Roll's stream literally right before I came on this, and I popped in his stream and he was like, "Dude, you got to see the Arsenal players I already have." And he's got like 6 or 7 Arsenal players lined up there already. Like guys are super excited, and I think everyone's it's meant to be something fun. A lot of FIFA is toxic at times with weekend league and stuff, and this is kind of meant to be a fun thing for all the creators. I think we're all a little competitive, so I think when it comes time to play, everyone's gonna be ready to win and sweat it out a little bit. But no, it's super fun. I hope everyone enjoys it as much as I did this past year. And I'm excited to see you in there as well. So that's all I'll say for now. There will be more details that come, and the schedule will kind of get updated as we go on Twitter. Otherwise, it would probably be overload. But that's the long story short, is there'll be games kind of running all the way from a month after FIFA starts till team of the season. And it should be a lot of fun. So.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it sounds very exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to it and see how I match up with some of these guys. I know some of these guys are really good, so
So we have some really good players. We have a couple guys who actually finished rank 1 last FIFA. in weekend league. That is not you and I don't think.
Yeah, definitely not me.
We have a lot of guys who are more kind of what I would call average for a streamer level. I was a 11 win and out type of guy. We have a lot of people like that. So it'll be fun. I'm excited to see the first couple of games. I don't really want to be the first one to play a game because I don't know how it's going to go at first. But it should be a lot of fun. So, and hopefully we get to see a good variety of teams. That was what we saw last year. Was we saw a lot of different players and options even within our own teams. So it should be fun, and hopefully your PSG team isn't too sweaty for the rest of us.
I'm concerned about my team because I know most of them are going to be expensive.
That's the thing. At the beginning, you might struggle because like the three big guys, unless you pack them, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So, and there's not a lot of past PSG players, I don't think. I mean, there's a couple, there's a handful, but that'll be kind of interesting to see. So,
right, since it is past and present, I mean, it'll be easier. It'll be definitely easier to, make up a squad, but we'll see. I gotta like look back and see who played for PSG so I could get some of the cheaper, pass.
Are you a PSG fan?
No, I'm not. I just picked them because no one picked them.
Okay.
And then they had all the meta players, so I'm like, I'll just pick them since no one got them. Make it.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't really support PSG, but in my mind, they have all the best players, so I'm just.
I can't blame you.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. It'll definitely be a lot of fun. What I want to ask too is how are we playing 2 legs for each game?
So that was something that we had kind of discussed, me and Stacked, when we started doing this. When Stacked and I played, we did 2 legs, and the reason was we only played like once a month. With this being kind of a full league, what we decided was it was just going to be 1 game at a time, and everyone plays everyone twice anyway. Excuse me. So we'll just keep the standings, the table, if you will, for those who like to call it that, kind of running and available to all of our viewers through that like Twitter account, like I had mentioned. But yeah, it's just going to be one-off, and that way it's quick, easy, and because I know all of the streamers are very busy, a lot of us have different schedules. So 3 to 4 games a week already is like an hour of time. So we decided just 1 game off at a time, which could make it really interesting. If you can really get a lucky goal or, a FIFA type goal against a better player in a 90-minute game, maybe you can win. And that'll be the fun, I think, in this is, the better players are not going to win every game in one FIFA game.
Yeah. So then if we're going to play 2 matches against opponent, that means one person at one point will send the invite and then the other added.
Yeah, so that's how we set it up. And that was the other reason we kind of did 2 separate games. Is when the home team will be the host, so they'll get to invite, and it'll potentially, I don't know how it's going to work, but it's possible it'll be a little bit of an advantage to be the one inviting and be the home team, but it'll even out because everyone's going to play everyone once at home and once away. I will say, and I haven't officially announced this yet, but I will say here, the plan right now is that last game, the 30th game of the season, to have all 16 creators play at the same time. Now, I will say that might be tricky because we're talking about 16 people's real life schedules, but the plan, and I'm hoping it works, is to have literally all 16 of us live at the same time on Twitch playing that last game of the season. So that'll kind of be a culmination of this whole thing, and it'll literally be like April. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm super excited for that. We'll do the cup final that day and the last day of the season. So it'll be the whole culmination of the thing. And it'll coincide literally right with the beginning of team of the season. So we've tried to line it up like there's no games during team of the year. So whenever team of the year is, the league will take a break so all the creators can kind of do our thing for team of the year. So it'll be very fun. And I think that'll kind of help, at least for me. It was kind of a thing to enhance my experience when I thought FIFA was a little slower. Hey, I have to play 3 or 4 games this week. Let me go prep for this. I used my actual Chelsea team in Rivals several times because who cared what you're doing in Rivals, right? It didn't really matter last year whether you won or lost. You stayed in the division for a while anyway. So I would go in and play in rivals with my team and fine tune things. So I'm kind of interested to see, from what I can tell, so many guys seem so excited about it already that I think a lot of guys will do that this year too, but we'll see. I'll have to start scouting out my opponents with people.
Yeah, for sure. So then, in terms of like, actually with the standings, it's a typical like
Yeah, it's going to be
points,
normal
right?
three for a
3 point.
win,
Yeah,
one for a draw. So,
with goal differentials.
yep. And so the way it's going to work at the end of the season is that cup final. So the cup, we have 16 teams. So cup is really easy. We're just going to draw it. It's going to go straight into a bracket and we're going to play and
Yeah.
redraw each round. So it'll be super easy. And then on that last day, whoever's in first, and if we need to use tiebreakers, goal differential, and then head to head, we will. Whoever's in first will play whoever wins the cup. And that's what I'm going to call, the past and present grand final or whatever. And so that'll kind of be our last day. Will be, maybe an hour, 2 hour thing with a bunch of the creators, maybe get us all on a couple Discord calls type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll work like normal standings. I guess the only thing that really matters is bragging rights. It's just bragging rights on the line. Maybe we'll make a trophy or something and ship it to the winner type of thing.
Yeah.
And then that'll make it a little more fun or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
we
for
haven't
sure.
quite figured out all the logistics, but yeah, it'll be normal standings like you see in any soccer/football league.
So you haven't finalized on a schedule yet, right? Something
So
you're still working on.
the schedule is getting finalized to all the creators actually probably tonight or tomorrow. And then what's going to happen is we'll post the schedule kind of in 2-week increments. So the way it's going to work from the creator side of things is they're going to be told 3 to 4 games to play in a 2-week time frame, basically.
Okay.
So to allow for everyone's schedules, we kind of all decided just give everyone 2 weeks and you're going to have 3 to 4 games and the creators will work out with each other when works best for them in that time frame. And so what we're going to do is at the beginning of every 2-week period, we will post a picture with who's playing who for that 2 weeks. So the first set of games starts October 28th and it goes through like November, like whatever, 12th or whatever it is. So like in the second to last week in October, so like give or take a month from now, we'll post the full schedule then. Just because of timing, we're just going to post it every like 2 weeks, just a little bit in advance, so everyone can kind of eye up what matches they might want to get an eye on, and then I'm running the PNP Twitter for those people who don't know. So I'm going to do the best I can to kind of tweet from that account when people are live playing games, but if you do the math, there's like 40 games a week every 2 weeks. So at 30 to 40 games every 2 weeks, first off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be just games on games. But even during the week, keeping up with it will be a little tricky. So my best advice is just follow all 16 creators. They literally all stream on, I think almost every single one of them is on Twitch. So just keep an eye on those and maybe you only watch your favorite creator, maybe you catch other people and you want to watch more of them after that. So that's the whole idea, is kind of expand everyone's audience and reach and get everyone out there a little more and have fun with it. So
yeah, for sure. Kushan, thank you for coming in the chat. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, I mean, I hope a lot of our viewers and fans come through and see this league and see our games. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun. Hopefully too, like what can happen is just the viewership for everybody goes up and everybody gets hyped up and
that's my hope.
Yeah.
It went from 2 to 16 this year. And, inevitably not all 16 people will be able to or want to do it again next year. But, my hope and my goal is that people continue to see this. And, I've had people, come in different chats and be like, oh, I saw this on Twitter. And then that's part of the reason I'm pushing that Twitter account so hard, is it's starting to really gain reach. And the more it's doing and the more kind of people seeing it, the better. And hopefully next year, maybe it's 20 people, maybe it's a West Coast league and an East Coast league. and
Mm-hmm.
then the winners play each other. I don't know how much this could grow and expand and what it'll look like in a year, but my goal is, the more the merrier, and we'll kind of see where it goes from here.
Got it. Actually, I have a follow-up question, which is that if you have some people that are no-shows, how do you work with maybe forfeiting or, you
Yeah.
know?
So the unfortunate reality of Twitch is streamers take breaks, life happens, we all have real lives outside of streaming and FIFA. We're going to deal with it case by case. Our hope, I know almost all the guys individually, like on some kind of personal level, where like if guys go MIA, I'm going to start pestering them.
Mhm.
If guys like cannot do it anymore, we're kind of going to just backtrack all their games. So basically, if they've played everyone once, so I have it scheduled, you play everyone once and then you play everyone once again in like
Mhm.
order. So if they've played 15 games, those first 15 will count. Anything after that won't. If they don't get through 15 games and they're like having to forfeit the rest of the season, we'll just wipe out their season. If it's like they can't play a game in the 2 week time frame, we're going to try to reschedule. I've left some room in the calendar for when people fall behind. Because like I said, someone goes on a vacation for a week. I don't expect them to be worried about this and getting 4 games done in a week if they can't.
Yeah.
So, life happens. As long as people are like, what I don't want to happen is, we have, I think, 10 games scheduled to play before Christmas or something. Maybe more, 15. I don't know, whatever it is. What I don't want is it to be Christmas and I'd be like, hey guys, Thief Chief has only played 2 games and it's December. You're like, dude, what the hell? So, and Chief, if you see this, I love you. But so we're going to just deal with it case by case. Between me and a couple of the other guys, we're kind of really helping run the admin side. We know everyone, so we think it'll be okay.
Okay.
Hopefully, knock on wood.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah. No, I appreciate you inviting me to this, and I'm excited to participate in the league, and hopefully we all have a good time with it.
yeah, I'm super excited. It's honestly the thing I'm most excited for this FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
My Chelsea team was really rough last year because we had that cycle where we didn't get any cards for like 3 months with the whole owner situation. So it's only easier from here for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was having to use, some really bad cards playing stacked in like April with like nobody. So it's the thing I'm most excited for. That first 2 weeks of games, I think will be like the most fun for me, just watching everyone have fun with it. And
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see the teams and just see how everyone does.
Yeah, absolutely. Besides this league, the past and present league that you started up with Stack, are there any other things that you're looking forward to in terms of content creating, or do you have any goals in mind?
So I guess I'm getting closer towards 1,000 followers on Twitch. So I
Nice.
really, really hope this FIFA is the FIFA I hit it. I think I'm at 800 something. So I think this FIFA is very attainable.
For sure.
Honestly, I only do Twitch. I have a TikTok and I call it a placeholder YouTube. I don't ever use it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't use them very often. I really just use Twitch. I just hope regularly streaming is like a big ask for me sometimes, especially with work. And as I said, I get really busy with work when the calendar year flips. So just being able to stream would be great regularly. Being able to do stuff like this is a lot of fun. But in general, my stream has always been about just hanging out. I'm not the best player. I'm not a trader. I don't open with FIFA points or packs like that or anything. So my stream is always just kind of a good time, just talking FIFA, life, whatever. I talk all sports on my stream too. So that's just kind of my thing, is just continue that and hopefully, just it be a fun time. That's really my thing. So.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And I hope you do hit 1K. I'm sure you'll hit it as long as you keep
I
streaming.
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, best of luck with that and running the league. I'm looking forward to it. Especially playing you. I haven't played you before, so we'll see how we
That's
match
the
up.
other thing. I have not played a lot of people in the league, so it'll be a lot of fun.
It will, yeah, for sure. So where can people find you if they want to follow you on Twitch or social media?
Yeah, so my Twitch and my Twitter are the same. It's Schwartzy2017. And then those are the two, and TikTok, all my socials are that. And then for the past and present league, it's kind of a mouthful, but if you search on Twitter past and present league, it's likely to come up. But the at is at FIFA P and then the letter N and then the letter P and then league. So it should be pretty easy to find. Honestly, if there's any creators you know who are in it, just search them up or ask them. They know the account, they've been tagged in it, so they could help you find it also if you want to, or just look at my Twitter. My Twitter retweets stuff from it all the time. So there's plenty of places to find it if you're looking for that as well.
For sure. Thanks for sharing that. And I'm going to leave the links in the description below so you guys could check all the links. And please follow Schwartzy to get him to 1K followers. Be much appreciated to support my guy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for coming through, man. I really appreciate you doing another episode with me.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. And Kishan in the chat said to do one with Zocker for a podcast. I'm actually in works of doing that next week, so we'll look to have that episode soon on Monday evening. But thank you again, Schwartzy. We'll end it here, and for everybody else, take care. Really appreciate it. See you on the next one.